Indonesia has been looking pretty clean so far in the WEC, and as you've already pointed out, Pasha, both these teams are currently on an
Well, guys.
undefeated record throughout their
Hello.
time in the group stage as well as the playoffs. Whoever goes down here is going to be that one singular stain, and it is unfortunate that it will happen right before the grand finals itself, but that is why many eyes are on this matchup currently. Both sides going to be quite good at aggressive early game plays overall, solid skirmishing, hero pools are flexible, their experience on the international stage in both perspectives is invaluable. And we will see what happens when they clash.
See, so far, I do think that pretty much we are seeing a lot of the meta polars coming in from the WEC. We talked about even throughout these 5 days. Definitely, they always prioritize whether Grok, Lapu Lapu, even Kacha Kacha is also a very good, viable option to be put out first of all. But looking on the side of Draft by Malaysia, is very straightforward, even with the a little bit of surprise element of that Nana putting off from Stormy as well. That is the things that we love to see from Team Malaysia. Now, Team Indonesia, they like a little bit of direct. They love to be a little bit straightforward when it comes to their draft. So the question is, are they going to actually be a little bit also surprise element for this semi-final?
Indeed, if they've got any hidden strategies that they've been lying in wait for, now is the time to bring it up.
This guy, this is Iesf सक्यो त्यही top 4 मात्र पुग्यो ए top 8
Malaysia in particular as the defending champions, the one opponent they want to take down in order to challenge the title for. So considering the experience
Hey guys, हामी Malaysia र Indo को गेम हेर्न हो
if they hadn't prepared something for this
म by the way डाटाबाट हो
The
यार
fact that they have
होटलको
their
वाइफाई नै
own
कस्तो
category, they
पन्ड
already
जस्तो
have their women's able to
डाटाबाट
actually
गर्दा त्यही भएर
that
लाइभ स्ट्रिम
championship back to back yesterday. So that's kind of been a little bit of a boost morale for the players from Team Indonesia as well. So definitely there is something to be put on the pedestal. It could also build up a little bit of pressure. So say like, hey, if our team women can do it, must be that men can do as well. But moving into our first map of the day, it's going to be Broken Walls. Why is it that whenever it's in
यस के लाग्ला त कसले जित्छ यो गेम मलाई त इन्डोले जित्छ जस्तो लागिरहेको छ किन हो आइएसएफ नै इन्डोले जित्छ जस्तो लागिरहेको छ आइएसएफ नै हिजो यार त्यो गाटोको यार कस्तो मर्दै नमरेको वाक्क लाग्दा मलाई गाटोको मलाई 1-1 एचपीमा बाँच्छ जतिखेर नि के भन्ने यस्तो टिल्टेड भइसक्यो थियो म त कसम भने त्यो गाटोक देखेर गाइस लेट्स गो गेम फोकस हान्दिउँ अब नेक्स्ट मलेसिया र इन्डो हेरौँ यो त फाइनल जस्तै भन्दा नि हुन्छ यार एउटै ग्रुपमा पढिन न है फाइनलमै भेट्छ होला मलेसिया र इन्डो
the games that
हेलकोट ब्यान
through, there were times that Hellcat was actually
हेलकोट एन्जिला मलेसियाको त ब्यानै छुट्टेछ
trying
त
to actually hold out just a little bit or even try to avoid it out. Here's the thing, Grot is still open. Are they going to actually give that opportunity to be
अरूहरू
picked up?
खै सबैजना सुतिरहेछ
First
गाइस
pick, let's see what
राम्ररी
it
सुत्यो
seems
छैन
like
केटाहरू
they're gonna
अनि
actually
सबजना
give up
सुतिरहेछ अहिले
two
त
picks as well to Team Indonesia.
यहीँको यही रुममै छ
Yes,
सुतिरहेछ
Team
त्यो
Malaysia was playing against Team Mongolia in
अरू
the
चाहिँ अरू रुममा छ
finals, who
यहीँको
were
चाहिँ त्यो
actually
छ
the team that was
सुतिरहेछ
banning out Grok both times, which allowed them to grab the Gatot Kacha for themselves. Now,
क्याम्बोडिया
with
क्याम्बोडिया
left open with the
क्याम्बोडिया
Eurasian
सेकेन्ड हुन्छ होला
by Team Malaysia, it creates a very interesting question.
इन्डोनेसिया
Do they
फर्स्ट हुन्छ
want
जस्तो
to
लागेको
go
छ
for
मलाई
the
चाहिँ
Gatot
होइन
themselves? Do they want to grab Gatot
इन्डोनेसिया
instead? Is there a different hero that they would
फर्स्ट
rather
क्याम्बोडिया
prioritize?
सेकेन्ड
Or
अनि
the
थर्ड
Lapu
चाहिँ
Lapu, which
मलेसिया
so far has been very consistent in Momo's hands.
And it seems that it is open for them. They can take the Lapu Lapu if they want. Even the Grok is still
Hello
open.
brother, how are
So
you
let's see
and
how
your
they wanna
team? You
actually
guys made us
take this
proud.
up,
I think that
because
matter
so
is
far that is going to
consistency
be
and
the
you guys
safe
have that.
option for Team
Thank you
Malaysia
guys,
if
thank
they
you.
want to actually go for the direct.
त्यही
But
अब
at the
इन्डोलाई
same
जित्न
time, are
त
they going to
गाह्रै
actually
थियो तर
prioritize
राम्ररी
maybe
खेल्नु
a
पर्थ्यो
jungler
सो वान
even at
साइड
this
भयो
stage?
गेम
Because Hayabusa is still open as well. And even I
के
see
गर्छ
that
के गर्छ
Lancelot, so far
इन्डोहरू
we do
गेममा
see from the side of women's, right? We keep on seeing that Lancelot was been denied countless of time. Only a couple of times during the early stage, like when it comes to the group stage, we did see that Lancelot was
धन्न
able to
प्ले
have
अफ होइन
through.
पुग्यो
But
यसपालि
here on out, it seems that
सुरुको
Grok is
गेम
gonna
पनि
be picked up
धोबिखाएको
first
थियो
for the
क्याम्बोडियाको
choice of Team Malaysia. So Lapu Lapu still open, Gatot Kacha is still open for Team
रक फर्स्ट
Indonesia
पिक
as well.
Team Indonesia don't need to lock in Gatot here. They can go for it in the third pick since they already know
घाटोकै
that
लिन्छ
Team
होला
Malaysia won't be
के लिएर
contesting
त
it
गाइस
away. Going
घाटक
for
स्टिल
higher
ओपन छ
priority heroes here will be more valuable.
And
Things
Nepal,
along the
Nepal guys, 5 to 8
Lapu
भयो,
ban
5
slot.
to
As you
8.
mentioned, almost perma-banned on the women's
हिजो
category.
चारवटा
So
टिम
while
आउट
Iesf
भयो.
and Eve as well having very high priority.
मङ्गोलिया,
But here is
म्यानमार,
take a
नेपाल र
lens. They
काजाखस्तान.
pair it with the Zeus in.
Oh, even Jushin, I think pretty much only once or twice that was able to pass
गाटोक
through
लिएन
the
यसले.
category. So yeah, pretty much
हाम्रो
liking
अगाडि त
how
गाटोक
Indonesia is
लिएर.
coming in for the first two draft. Team Malaysia, they still be able to actually pick out the assassin if they want to though, but Hayabusa if they want to actually pick it up. We did saw how they were able to actually trample Mongolia on their fight at the
हिजो युरानस त
quarterfinals.
अति झ्याउ बना. त्यो युरानस
Or they want
मलाई
to
2
actually pick
गेमै
up
लियो.
Kimi right now,
युरानस
or
मार्ने पनि
Justin,
कोही
but
थिएन
okay,
हाम्रोमा.
never mind. Kimi already been banned off. My bad.
झ्याउने भएको थियो
Sorry.
युरानसको
But
अगेन्स्ट
Eve is
खेल्न.
open like you talked about.
Eve is good. The Eve Grok combination was very popular on
Yes.
the women's side of the bracket, so I wouldn't be surprised if Team Malaysia goes for that. But they will probably need to prioritize the Hayabusa.
के लिएर छ हायाबुसा लापु.
Isn't too
के लास्ट
limited
पिक लिएर त
later
गाटो.
on, so something has to be traded.
हो लास्ट
So they
पिक
give up
लिन
the
आएको
Eve,
नि
they
त.
go for the Lapu, and as expected, the Gatot Kacha
यसले
was
फेरि गाटो खेल्यो हो
Malaysia.
गाइस. ओ माय गॉड कसरी पनिस हान्दै रहेछ मलेसियाले हेरौँ है गाटोकलाई.
Take down Eve can be done as well.
यो
Just
विडीले फेरि
gather
गाटो
a
खेल्यो
little
क्या
bit of
हाम्रो
the
अगेन्स्ट पनि
ball
2
for
गेमै
the
गाटो
mid
खेलेको
lane,
थियो
or
मलाई
even the
छोड्दे.
goal lane. They can actually just take down even Ranger right now if they want to actually shut down a little bit.
Play stream
Even
against
Bruno
Evil
also
bro.
in particular, but it seems that Eve going to be the
We
first
are
choice for
currently
Indonesia
playing
to take
stream
down
against
first.
Indian team as well.
We know that
But
Stormy
not
has a
against
very
Evil.
wide hero pool, so it's going to be very difficult to particularly target
तर
the mid
Malaysia
lane.
आइदिए
Getting
चाहिँ
rid of
खेलेको छैन
Eve
इन्डियन
makes the
टिमसँग
most
स्ट्रिम.
sense overall, since that is still a
किनकि
very
सर्भरै
effective
मिल्दैन.
hero in the
हामी
current
त्यही
meta. They do
आइएसएफ
manage
कै
to ban
टिमहरुसँग
any
पनि
other
गरिरहेको
mages. I
थियो.
think if they're
काजाखस्तान,
particularly worried
मङ्गोलियाहरू
about Lunox is the one to get rid of, or maybe
स्ट्रिम गरिरहेको
Sophia,
थियो
but
तिनीहरुसँग.
otherwise I think they can start focusing on gold lane instead. Team Malaysia, they're gonna start banning fighters.
मलेसियाले हान्छ होला. मलाई त यार
Already
इन्डोले
have
हान्छ
their
जस्तो लागिरहेको छ
Lapu,
किन.
and Indonesia
इन्डो
hasn't locked in their
इन्डोले
EXP
जित्छ होला
lane.
यार.
Looks like it
गाइस
is going to
लेट्स
be
सी.
the Selena
मलेसिया
being
नि सँगै
banned
छ.
out by Indonesia.
Again, prioritizing on the mid lane as well, but again, there's still a couple of heroes that Stormy can definitely
गाइस
fix it
म
up
चाहिँ
here,
एकछिन
so
मात्र स्ट्रिम
we're
गर्न
not
आऊ
much
मुख
to
देखाउन आऊ
worry
भन्दा नि हुन्छ.
about that on Team Malaysia.
किनकि म
They are
डाटाबाट
focusing
स्ट्रिम
on
गरिरहेको
the
लाइक
EXP, they
फोनमा
wanna take
हटस्पट
down
खोलेर
Blue
ल्यापटपमा
Zone, they can
कनेक्ट
also
गरेर.
shut down maybe
यहाँ
Holland.
होटेलको वाइफाई लास्टेड ट्र्यास
Blue,
छ.
because we do see Blue
Really
is also
trash,
put a
guys.
little bit of
होटेलको
Mongol
वाइफाई.
on their side here for
अब
the
लाइक
WBC
ऱ्याङ्क
25.
खेल्दा पनि लाइक रेड एमएस आउँछ भन न
It's
स्पाइक
gonna be a
हुन्छ.
little
अब स्ट्रिम त
scarier,
कसरी
but
गन्छ
there's
एमएस
also options
वाइफाई.
like the Alice. It all depends on how much of an advantage Team Malaysia wants to put in the EXP lane.
सेकेन्ड गेम किन
Hilda
स्काई
also
गरेको किल
stepping
नहुँदा.
on lots a little bit there. They have
Yeah.
खै
high
दुईजनाले
Hilda.
स्काई बनाएको
They wanna
थियो
get rid of
लाइक
that.
बबले
Ooh,
सुरुमै बनाइदिएर थियो स्काई.
from Team Indonesia.
Okay,
अनि
Obsidian,
ग्रान्ड
I
पनि
think we
स्काई
rarely
बनाउनु पर्थ्यो.
see it on
तर
the
बस
women's
किलै हान्न
category,
सक्यो.
but we do see spotted out a couple of games.
दुईटा
on the
स्काई
mid
भयो
category,
सुरुमै.
always picking up this
नबनाउनु भन्यो.
Obsidia. Not to say the win rate is actually like a
What the
confirmed
fuck?
one, but
Obsidia first.
kinda actually
Obsidian ले चाहिँ त
have
मार्क्स
a
हैन.
lot of base ground when it comes to the late damage wise, but again, when it comes to Team Malaysia, they have a solid ground when it comes to the full,
भोलि छ गाइस अब हाम्रो फ्लाइट
frontliners, as
भोलि
well as to make
कति
sure they're able to
मलेसिया
survive it out. And in the
लाइभमा
equation
राइट.
where the fact that Zikis, if he'll be able to actually do a little
ल्याएको
bit
भयो
as a
एउटा
for the
नाङ्गे
backline,
रहेछ भयो.
I think that might be okay so far. But here's the thing, Team
Oh.
Malaysia, who they want to actually pick
अन्त
up?
मुख
Is it going
देखाउन.
to be... Oh, Farsa is going to actually
भर्खरै
pick up
स्टार्ट गरे.
as well as X-Work.
Okay, Team Malaysia going for double fighter side lane without a notable scaling late gamer, but they have Haya and
भर्खर
Farsa,
रहेछ
so it's
भाइ.
actually
त्यही गेम
manageable.
भयो.
I thought that they
अब
would go
मलेसिया
for
र हिँड्न गेम.
Lunox
Yeah.
better than Farsa, but if they go Farsa, that means that they are much more easily able to threaten Obsidia and just
भर्खर
prevent
उठा
her
भाइ.
from being able
यिनीहरुको
to do
ढिला
the
सुते
multiple
लास्ट 3-4
DPS
बजे
in the
दौड्नु.
backline. We can see in the crowd right now, the Malaysian fans
बस
have
अब
showed
के
up
भयो
in
गेम त
full
त्यही गाइस
force for
इन्डोले
the
हाने
final
नि.
day here of the World
टप 8 मात्र
Esports
पुग्यो.
Championship. So Team Malaysia definitely has the benefit of home.
इन्डोले अब्सिडियन लेछ लेट्स सी है गाइस के गर्छ.
All the moral supports coming in. This is what we're talking about home buff itself, and hopefully it will definitely boost up the Team Malaysia itself.
Esmeralda.
Oh, the last pick is going to be Esmeralda.
राप
I
गयो.
mean, going into Indonesia, right?
राफ कसको राम्रो छ.
I like that
अब्सिडियन
round as
किन
well.
लियो?
It has a lot of counters as well.
ओइ
Team
मलेसिया
Malaysia will
जङ्गिसक्यो
also be able to
जङ्गिसक्यो
actually
हान्छ
do a
कि हो
really good,
मलेसियाले.
backline engagement with Farsa for the damage wise. But here's the thing.
यो गेममा
the
भेट्न
ultimate
मजा आउँछ यार.
execution,
फाइनल जस्तै गेम भन्दा नि
this
हुन्छ.
is what it's going to be like, and I'm not sure if you guys can actually catch up or even able to hear the sound of the roaring.
यो गेम जसले यो सिरिज जसले जित्छ त्यसले जित्यो फाइनल पनि त्यस्तै लाग्यो.
All the supports coming into Indonesia. Indonesia as well as Malaysia. Right now, as draft is already been written,
Okay, let's go,
I
let's
feel
go,
like
let's go.
both sides has their answers.
Yeah, both sides have their strengths, they have their weaknesses.
Carto.
Team Indonesia is going to be the slightly
Obsidian,
more
Obsidian
stable
किन लियो यार?
composition. Their early game pressure not going to be very
Marks
high.
फेल्न गाह्रो हुन्छ यार
They're
guys,
able to
हेर्नु
make big
कसम
plays
भनेको.
across the map, which means that Team Malaysia will generally
Obsidian
have
गाह्रो
advantage
हुन्छ यो.
around that first turtle timing, and if they get the lead in the mid game, might be able to close
Like
it out.
यिनीहरूले के गर्छ,
early
like
against their
सुरुमा
rivals here
रोमले
in game number 1.
रोमले भिजन दियो अनि
Welcome to
एक्स पाउँछ नि त.
World Championship 2025. One of them will go
ओ सेकेन्ड
final. Who
ओ यो त सिधै रेड बम गइरहेछ त.
Indonesia?
ए रोके पागल
सिधै रेड गइरहेछ त यो.
त खाटेको बच्चा सिधै
रम्ने.
They grant energy to the players up on stage right now as they
They read good.
engage in the land
Oy,
of
खाइदिन्छ होला यार.
number 1. And we're already seeing
खाइदियो
Skies
यार.
doing some
मुनि
sneaky business here, stealing the orange
Malaysia
buff
खूप
away.
छान
Team
देश
Indonesia
अब
has
त्यसले
been
सब माथि
dominating.
खाइदिन्छ कि अब त्यसलाई खानै छैन कि
Sneaky, still
Stormy होइन यसरी तान्दिरहेछ हेर्नु ल
Position-wise is not aware by the team of Indonesia. This is going to be good. Movement-wise, Malaysia is
त्यो
doing
बल्ल थाहा
well.
भयो अब गाटोलाई.
थाहा भएको छ, थाहा भएको छ.
थाहा भएको छैन र अहिलेसम्म नि.
Goes into a mighty swing under draft pit as well. Got a lot of hits right. Is it going to be enough? Ezekiel comes in just to drag out
drop.
humans, but they're
More
not able
drop.
to do so.
More,
But
more.
goes in for the punch.
Kicker on it.
Yum survives it out.
बल्ल थाहा भयो त्यसलाई.
Slowly against the boss blow.
किन लियो यार Obsidian?
This has been a key point of Lolil throughout the entire tournament.
त्यसलाई अहिलेसम्म थाहा छैन
It's
जस्तो
always
लियो
going to
चढ्दै.
be an ego challenger, but the number of times
बल्ल
he
थाहा
has
भयो
won
मलाई.
out these
ब्ल्याक छुरा त्यही
gold
गर्नुपर्छ कि
trades
अर्किन ल्याइस
has
दिएपछि
been
ब्लूबाट सुरु
stellar
गर्छ नि
throughout WEC so far. Team Malaysia carving out a nice
तर
advantage
कस्तो
for
त्यहाँ
them.
त भिजन पनि
Right now,
नभएको
Joe
कि
has
मिडबाट.
realized he
What
does
the fuck?
not have his
Malaysiaले त
second
पुग्छ हान्दैछ
buff,
त
and
यिनीहरू.
that is going to give Skies a nice EXP lead, especially with the turtle coming up in 10 seconds.
Extra grab पनि पायो.
Even the steal was just perfect coming out for Team SRG. Oh, sorry, Team Malaysia. My bad, my bad. I guess I'm still not done with EWC, I guess. But this is WEC. We're talking about Team Malaysia right now. Rotation-wise is definitely...
Wait,
good.
Tom,
wait, mऱ्यो, wait, मऱ्यो.
Going for the Federers, like, storming,
आन्न
कस्तो पनि छैन यार मलेसियाले.
This is a classic
Probably
Stormy
no,
hero.
what's it,
You
guys?
don't get to see it very often because it
Right?
is quite
Farming
easily picked
priorities.
off, but the Barca just has
Kill एउटै छ
so
र
much
जिरो
burst
त.
damage at level 4, and Team Malaysia knows it. Playing
What's
around
the idea
that
kill
timing
यार?
on both Stormy and Skies means they get an easy pick off, even forcing out the Revitalize, and now they have the numbers advantage coming in for the first turtle.
So it'll definitely be in the hands of Team Malaysia. Not gonna actually be
मऱ्यो त्यो गाटो फेरि मऱ्यो.
Goes for the mighty swing as well.
Oh
Stormy
man,
takes the
this
win
is
for the
funny
double kill
happening.
right in the hands.
कति
Signature
खेलिरहेको छ
aggression of
मलेसियाले.
Team Malaysia showing itself
इम्पोर्ट बिना नि
once
कस्तो
again.
खेलेको यार
Even if
मलेसियाले.
they've been in these situations before, and they are well
मलेसियाको
aware
टप
that
1
their
टिम
draft
हो
doesn't
MPL
give
आइडी
as much of an
8 टिम
early game advantage.
ए
Their goal
9
is to make sure they don't fall too
रेट्री
far
छ क्या त्यसमा
behind,
हेरे अब
so that the scaling can
छोडिदियो
start
भने
to
त
begin
यार यो.
on Joe and Kabuki.
भिजन देखाइदिरहेको छु हुन्छ हैन
Great position comes
Sorry.
through right now. Saki!
Oh my god bro.
Skies has been popping off. Hayabusa stealing multiple buffs away. We
Hati
are
hain
looking at a
Malaysia.
near 2-level lead between the junglers already. And this is Joe on the landslide as well, one of the most feared heroes in the meta currently. The macro play and the rotational pressure from Malaysia is too much.
फेरि भाइ.
Even the previous fighter comes in, but the shadow
What
kills
the?
comes through. Is it
Oh,
gonna be
मऱ्यो
enough?
क्या?
Goes in for the
मऱ्यो,
hit,
मऱ्यो.
but no. Ares managed to survive it out. But
Gold
there
पायो नि त
was
पुरै
a
यिनीहरूले.
great push comes in from Team Malaysia.
That was very, very close. Aran able to keep himself alive
Oh.
there, but we can see that the EXP lane
ए
has
सुरुमा
been
रेडमा गएर
completely
केही
one
गर्नै
of
सकेन नि त
Lolo
लिन्सहरूले.
with a little bit of assistance from the mid lane. Lolil so far doing a very good job as well against
Pani
Kabuki,
bhaya?
full level up.
Pani?
Humes is coming in to
Oh,
give
bhaya.
even more of a hand.
Goes in for the diving
Fine.
position. Last insanity.
काबुकीको फ्लिकर
ओइ फ्लिकर छ कि तेरो
Humes shuts down Kabuki.
The pressure
कस्तो नु जस्तै
from
हाल्यो
Team
नि यिनीहरूलाई
Malaysia right now
4-0
is
यार.
oppressive. And I don't think Team Indonesia has felt this since the beginning of WEC.
बेस्ट अफ
They've
3
been
यार यो हार्यो नि
poor
गाह्रै
so
पर्दैन
far,
यिनीहरूलाई.
but nothing like this.
Oh,
4
God,
minutes,
power, yeah.
3K goal lead.
यिनीहरूले यो
Malaysia
सिरिज
first
जित्यो भने त
item
हान्छ होला त
spotted in the
क्याम्बोडिया
side
कि टर्कीलाई
lanes.
त.
And once
Segis?
again, we did say
Shadow?
that Team Malaysia
कस्तो
would
स्याडो
be
लगायो यचोले.
Goes in for the tectonic touch. Shadow kills comes through. Not gonna be enough damage though, but still, it is enough pressure comes through from Team Malaysia.
Team Malaysia playing for their strengths. They're
Import
well
बिना नि
aware
कस्तो
that this
खेल्यो
is
यार
a time where
मलेसियाले.
they just need to play for tempo
फेरि लग्यो क्या
and
आइएसएफ
as
यिनीहरूले.
low as possible. Obsidian is definitely an off-meta pick. But once you get into the later stages, this is a hero that can punish
Straight
you
out of-
quite heavily if you're not careful. Malaysia wants to avoid that and just close out the game ASAP.
Great composure, just trying to actually hold out the position of Team Indonesia. They're being denied every
Malaysia,
countless
man.
attempt, especially the movement has been controlled by Team Malaysia. And this is why they are so aggressive.
Everyone
knowing that
Mongolia
there's
like
no
give up
choice
and they are
whatsoever.
like,
Setting up just to make sure that all the pushing of the wave comes through. Team Malaysia still has a lot of the macro gamings as well as objectives. in
SRG
their
को full
hands.
lineup छैन त्यही भएर सक्छ भनेको केटा तर तिनजना स्ट्रङ
Going
है
in for a fight, might as
Oi.
well come with a Tectonic charge.
Yums'le कस्तो old बिराको यार
That timing from
Yeah.
Yums was actually incredible.
Like,
He
Yums
knew
are award there,
exactly
number
when
one
Joe would
rover.
be popping out of the iframes and landed the tectonic charge on time.
Hey,
There's really
Paro,
nothing that he could
yeah.
have done there. Team Malaysia still popping off currently. For the side of Team Indonesia, they're gonna need to figure something out. Their goal right now is to slow down the game as much as possible. Witty gonna need to
Yeah,
play an
fast way to
important role
tell
in
that
right
Witty, yeah.
information because Team Malaysia just has too much freedom on the map currently.
All
And that
damage.
is
Oh.
affecting their advantage over the side lanes.
You can pick up Yums as much as you want. Yums
We gotta see how it is. Let's not stand it with it,
with a
right?
mighty swing and shriek.
9
You're
levels,
done for
six
good. You're not
seconds.
gonna be able to pick me up. I'm as heavy as rock. Who are you to move me
Beat my
around,
Allison.
bro? But at the same time, right
In
here,
bed- in
what
bed
pressure
delay,
comes in
say,
from
guys.
Team Malaysia, they know for a fact that they will be able to set things up for the third
त्यो माथि
turtle.
जग्गाले खाएर
Now,
खाएको
Team
थियो
Indonesia
यो
does still
आएको
have
छ
some
बाहिर
maps to
माथिको
play.
छैन
Joe
नभए
is a little
खाना
bit
आफ्नो
behind
जग्गालो
अब रेड
in
नै जान्छ होला
terms of
त्यो
आएकै
clear
आएर
blue
त्यो
sky, so the scaling there is not really going to kick in.
आफ्नो
Ideally,
जग्गालाई
they want to
मतलबै
play
गरेको
around
थियो
a run since the Esmeralda has not actually died yet. Maybe some
Obsidian
split
more
push
to
pressure
side
would
as
assist.
पकड क्या हाइलाई
Danger himself.
But
Ooh.
Iesf comes in.
बाँच्छ होला ओइ
Finn shut it around.
Oh.
But he's gonna be trade out by
त्यो
Kabuki.
अप्सिडियाले क्या
Good
पकडिदिरहेको
take
मलाई
comes
त्यही
in.
भएर
Ends up that
मान्न
observation.
पाएन
मा बची यसलाई
With
त
that Obsidia, that
वारेस
Obsidian
बस्यो
bolt
नि
can really
वारेस
punish
लाइफ
heroes like Hayabusa if
मर
you're
क्या
not
यो
careful.
टिकट
These
त
guys had no way
टिकट
to
हाने
escape there. And looks like Kabuki will be able to get away from Momo as
एक किल
well.
पाए एक
So
किल
that's
पाए
gonna buy Indonesia a
तर
little
शटडाउन
bit
स्टोर
of
मेकर रहेछ
time.
नि
At the
शटडाउन
very least, they're able to stop the
जेले
snowballing
के
on
भन्छ
the
फामाले गराएछ
Hayabusa. But Team Malaysia still controlling most of the map.
See so far.
आयो कि लाइले होला है
Looking to
अप्सिडिया
ramp it, going in the ground for Jor, but it's not going to be enough though. There's just a little bit of poking coming in from Team Malaysia. Again, this is the third turtle. If they want to actually go in, they have to wait out for
Oi,
security to set
man.
things up. Even Stormy just trying to zone things out.
किल आउट हाने
A lot
काबुकीले
of key rotation that is
Huh?
done by Team
काबुकीले
Indonesia.
आउट
हामीले
हाने
अल हाने स्टोन रेप्लिका हालेर डज गरे
Team Indonesia can
Yeah,
take
but do we
advantage of
win?
Team Malaysia trying to play as much of the map as
रिचिङ हाने
possible.
ब्लू पनि गयो
They
होला
can
अब
pair people up with
गाह्रो त
Kabuki
छ
and land the hunt of both.
Oi,
You can
logs
still
you.
call that was a steal. These guys got the
मास्टरहरु
purple right
के
after
हो
the
यार
turtle
फुल
too.
प्रिपेयर्ड छ त यार आइएसएफ को लागि पनि
Can somebody
कस्तो
tell
हाने
me,
यार
can
मैं
anyone
म
help
प्रो
that
प्राउड
it is
होला
a steal
भेन्यूमा
right here in
मलेसियाकै
the
छ
land of Dawn, and it's
चलिमा
playing
फाइनल
the
हेर
same
विकास
price
दाम
right
भन्दै
here.
थियो
Able to steal everyone, but for doors are open. Managed to
ओए
complete
मर्यो
the
हो त्यो
line right here. Shadow kills
अल्टिनी डजमा
बस सरी भगवान खेला यसरी
He just
सिकाइछ
barely
म
missed the timing on hitting that hunt of both.
Fuck
It
it.
would have been a kill and punish
लेन्स
on
त युजलेस
Skies.
छ यार
But he
युजलेस
अलि
was able to
बुझेको
dash
रहेछ
out
लेन्स
just in
रोक्यो
time.
ब्याक
He
यसलाई
was
रोके
able to
ब्याक
find the land slot up top, so Joe will be able to survive
एक किलमा
this.
राखिरहेछ यार
We're
इन्डोनेसिया
looking
त
at a 7-1 kill score in favor of Team Malaysia. 6.5k
कस्तो
lead.
बल खेल्यो हो क्या
Minutes
मलेसिया
next Lord is coming up
कस्तो
in another
जोसिरहेको
minute or
रडहरू
so. So there is
अति
still a little
जोसिरहेको
bit of
होला है
breathing room right now. But Team Malaysia is going to be upping the tempo. They want to make sure they
तर
continue
कस्तो
to
इन्डोहरूलाई
push
पनि
that
नथाहा
ball
के
and
है
allow their
हामीलाई
opponents
यस्तै
to
गर्थ्यो यार
the river.
स्क्रिममा
This is the level
हामीलाई
where
केही
Team
थाहा नै हुँदैन
Malaysia is getting a lot of the upper hand. Even with the goal lead right now with 5,000 in
कस्तो
their
गोल
hands,
लिड
they know they can
यस्तो
actually
बल्ल
sort
देखायो यार
things out,
गोल
they can
लिडहरू
actually
मलाई
control all the motion, but at the same time, putting
त्यो
out that earth
प्रोहरू
ramp
कतै
into
देखाएर
lines, and it will
एमपिएलटी
be
भएर
coming up from Team Indonesia, and at least they can get the turtle or even the turret right here at the bottom one.
So far, so good for Team Malaysia. Team Indonesia.
Last round useless भइदियो गेमभरि गेस रड्के
मर्यो नि
Picks it up.
यसलाई हान्यो यार
यो मर्यो मर्यो मर्यो
माइज जा
For the diving, is it gonna be
Oh,
enough?
Shadow.
Unfortunately, Suki's had to
कस्तो
back
युसलेस
a little bit
भएको है
overextension, but still managed to score away.
यो
But
मोला
Kabuki
रोक ए
with Momo,
मर्यो
ओ
मर्यो
भ्याउँछ
not gonna be
पछाडिबाट आएर हेर न त्यहाँ
युज पागलको छोरा कति रहेछ अरे युजमा
पछाडिबाट कन्सिडर आएर
Malaysia are so comfortable right now. They get a kill down bottom. They back off. They connect
कति
with
खतरा खेल्छ
Momo,
यिनीहरू
who is
युजमा
already communicating with them that this Obsidia is way out of position. And the timing on that could not be
Human
better
tirada,
either. The
that's-
Lord literally has just spawned. And we know that with this, Team Indonesia has no
Started
chance of
there.
contesting. They just have to try and get whatever's
Let's
Let's see. So far, we know that Aran has been surviving so at the moment right now with the crucials that even though he will be able to actually pull through for the front line, but again,
Australia
there's
त
not
युद्ध
much of
चाहिँ
a
भयो
setup that
भएन
is needed. A lot of
कस्तो
the
गेम
AoE
बनायो
that's
मलेसियाले
required for
भाइ
the team of Indonesia doesn't come through, and this
त्यो
is why
मलाई
they
मलेसिया
feel
हाने यो
like
एसआर चाहिँ आएर मलाई
त्यही त नि एसआरजी हेरि प्लेयर पनि होइन यसै गाइसमा स्कुलको फुट चाहिँ कस्तो खदाइले हो क्या
एसआर चाहिँ आएर बचाएर मलेसियालाई
स्टोर्मी पनि अस्ति पहिला होमवर्क होइन
पहिला वाइल्ड कार्डमा आउँथ्यो यार स्टोर्मीहरू
त्यही भने
अहिले त मलाई वर्ल्ड च्याम्पियन छ
They're going to need to try and prolong this game for another 8 minutes at least for them
एसआर
to
चाहिँ आएर
remain
हुन्छ
relevant.
पाँच र मलेसियाले
That means
यस्तो
surviving
खदा
another 2 or 3 lords
एसआर
coming
मात्रै
in from
भन्नु
the
मिल्दैन अब
opposite
त
side.
मलेसिया
The
भन्नु
first
मिल्छ
of it is already pushing them
पहिलाको
down.
आइएसएफ टिम यिनीहरूले जित्यो हो मलेसियाले
के लागेको थियो मोमो लोलेल
मोमो थिएन लोलेल चाहिँ थियो
ओए आएर
म कस्तो वाल हानेको
ओए ए म त कस्तो वाला तबिरा चाहिँ पुरै त्यसलाई आराले त्यसै हानेको हो
This is still not
तो
too bad
जान
though
थियो
for
आरन
Indonesia. They managed to trade 1 for 1. Their
हिरो
last
भइरहेको थियो
one
हाम्रो
is on
अगेन्स्ट
the other
थियो
side,
भने
so they won't have to deal with another wave, but the Lord is finally connecting and there is no holy defense.
Holy defense already broken.
स्याडो अल्टी छ यस्तो काबुकीलाई मार्छ जस्तो लागेको थियो
They want to set things up, goes in for the dash. Sakai takes down Kabuki, but the rest is already open. Witty is in the open.
लेट्स अझै फार्मर हेरेको
Some damage is there, but
गेम सकिनलाई चाहिँ टरेटको आधी आधी छ मर्यो
ए सक्यो सक्यो ओ माय गॉड लेट्स पागल होला क्राउड त होला
अझै मिन आउँदैछ के गर्छ लेन्सरलाई रिकलै हानिदिएन ठिकै थिएन सक्यो सक्यो गेम सक्यो
कस्तो युजलेस भयो क्या लेट्स
काबुकी त आयो मिनिन आयो
सक्यो टावर हान्यो
सक्यो सक्यो
कस्तो युजलेस बनाइदियो क्या नेसलाई पुरा अति के भन्ने
कस्तो इजी हानेको लामो पागल भएर ल क्राउड त हेर के
अति मलेसिया म्यान युम चाहिँ
कसरी यस्तो इजी हान्नु सक्छ यार इन्डोलाई मलेसियाको प्राइम मिनिस्टर आएगा
मान्छे फुल छ यार
मलेसियाको गेममा त इजी हान्थ्यो यार इन्डो आउट हुन्छ एक गेम अब हानेन भने त बेस्ट अफ थ्री हो कोचले त पुरै इन्डो जित्छ भनेर
Yeah, I feel like Team Indonesia's draft here was actually a little bit reactive. If we talk about anything, a lot of their hero picks came out not of their own volition, but as a way to respond to things that they were seeing on the opposite side.
Yeah, guys.
The Zusin
Excellent.
being their first pick because they saw the Croc, the Obsidia being locked in because they knew it could punish the Hayabusa. But in doing so, you kind of miss out on the cohesion that you would normally have if you're just sticking to an original game plan. And knowing that they're going to be losing out just straight up in terms of damage and map control due to the way
के हो यो मलाई युम त अति बवाल रोम खेल्छ त नम्बर 1 रोमै हो क्या अहिले
Hot take. I think maybe there's a possibility. Yeah, Zushin might.
केटाहरूले वाच पार्टी नै बिर्छ हैन कस्तो खेलेको क्या यार युम्सले मलेसियाले कसरी इन्भेट हान्न सक्छ क्या हेर यार सुरुमै यसरी इन्भेट हान्छ कति बेला
time as well as scaling on going to the not aware by the team of Indonesia. This is going to
कतिवटा इन्भेट हाने
already seeing Sky is doing some sneaky business here, stealing the orange buff
Indo.
away. Team Indonesia has no idea.
wow, sneaky, steal it right
Sneaky
there.
golem.
Position-wise is not aware by the team of Indonesia. This is going to be good. Movement-wise, Malaysia is doing well. But
त्यो डाटामा हल्का स्मुथ चल्न चाहिँ धन्न
goes into a mighty swing and a drag pit as well.
क्याम आउट भइदा क्याम आउट भएको छैन गाइस क्यामबाट एकैछिन छ गेम के गर्छ मुला
क्यामेरा हेर
And this has been a key point of Lolil throughout the entire tournament. He's always known to be an ego challenger.
12 मिनेटमा सकेको केटा हो गेम
Won out these gold lane trades.
इन्डोको
Has
टिमलाई
been
12 मिनेटमा
stellar throughout WEC so far.
मलेसिया कति हुन्छ त
Malaysia
एमएससी
carving
मा
out a nice advantage for them.
टप
Right now,
3
Joe has
टप 3
realized he does
Huh?
not have his second buff.
फाइनल
That
त
is
हेर्न
going to
जानुपर्छ
give Skies a nice EXP lead, especially with the turtle coming up in 10 seconds.
टप
Even the
फेरि
skill
फर्स्ट
just
भयो नि त
early
मलेसिया
start
यार
for Team SRT. Oh, sorry.
ब्याक
Team
टु ब्याक
Malaysia.
फर्स्ट
My bad. I guess I'm still not done with EWC, I guess. But this is WEC.
Huh?
We're talking about Team Malaysia right now. Rotation-wise is definitely good. Goes in for the mighty swing. Now going in for the feather.
कस्तो खेल्छ यार यो मुलाहरूले
This is a classic Stormy hero. You don't get to see it very often.
It's
because
like
it
पनि
is
हान्ने
quite
कुरा like
easily
the
picked
stream.
off, but the Farsa just has so much burst damage.
2 किलमा राखिरहेको छ यार
Team
इन्डोनेसियालाई
Malaysia knows it. Playing around that
सबले
triangle
इन्डोनेसिया
with
स्ट्रङ थियो भन्दै थियो
Skies means they get an easy pick up, even
स्क्रिमहरुमा
forcing out the revitalize, and now they have
तर एउटा बम्प चोरेपछि यिनीहरूले केही गर्नै सकेन यिनीहरूले कमब्याकै हान्न सक्दैन रहेछ इनबाट हान्यो भने
Malaysia not gonna actually be allowed, but goes in for the tectonic shot, goes for the mighty swing as well. Stormy takes down, waiting for the double kill right here in the hands.
गाटकलाई यसरी हान्यो भने म्याच दुईचोटि मर्छ
once again. Team
तर
Malaysia
जुक्सिनले नि
taking
केही गर्नै पाएको छैन है
India यसको
They're
गाह्रो
well
यसरी
aware that their
यसरी
draft
हाल्यो
doesn't give them as much of
भाइ
an early
यसरी
game
हान्दैन मैले
advantage. Their goal is to make sure they don't fall too far behind so that the scaling can start kicking in.
ट्याङ्की नै छैन हेर न यो त अहिले
Lot of great position comes
त रेड पनि खाइदियो
He
That's
stole
still
it.
the way again.
Skies has been popping off. Hayabusa stealing
guys,
multiple buffs
big
away.
call.
We are looking at a
India
near
money, yeah.
two-level lead between the
यिनीहरूले
two.
सुरुमा के गर्यो एकचोटि हेर्नु मैले लितोमा फाइट लियो भने यिनीहरूले सुरुको हेर्नु मलाई हाम्रो सुरुकै मिस्टेक भइरहेको थियो
Not aware.
The orange buff away. Team India are already seeing Skies on stage right now as they engage in the land of Dawn for game number 1. And we are already seeing
यो फर्स्टको फ्री जाने हो के गरे
Welcome to World Esports Championship 2025.
फ्री चाहिँ हान्यो
One of them will go to
ए यस्तो जङ्गलहरू नदेखाउनु पर्ने हो क्या कस्तो केही हेर्नै भयो हेर्नै भएन यार
to the crowd.
Okay.
They grant energy to the players up on stage right
So
now.
म्यापमा अगाडि देखाइदिएन
Engage
भने
in the
हेर्नु
land of
खोज्यो
Dawn for game
अँ
number 1.
गऱ्यो होला नि
We are already
experience
seeing Skies
गरे नि यार किन
succeed
लिथोमा
in
बस्छ
business
होइन
here.
किन फास्ट प्ले गरे
यहाँ
भयो
लितो छोडिदिन्छ होइन लितो छोडिदियो रहेछ
Idea.
अलि त बस्यो होइन
sneaky, sneaky.
तर यो ब्लक 2 लेभल छ क्या
यो चाहिँ कसरी टुलेर भयो
ए प्लिज यार के गर्दैछ यार यिनीहरूले के गर्छ यार
यसमा भिजन खोल्यो क्या हो
कसरी 2 यो कसरी 2 यो कसरी 1 लेभल के हो यार कसरी बुझाउ यार मलाई यो
Indonesia, this is gonna be a good
उल्टो चाहिँ हुनु पर्ने थियो यार
Malaysia is doing well, but at the meantime,
यस्तो थाहा नपाएको है
goes into a mighty swing and a drag pit as well.
यसले मिनियनमा किन वाला हानेछ
मैले पनि यो गरेर रहेछ
Just to drag out Yunes, but now
किन हान्न
he's
वाल
able to do
मिनियनमा
so, but goes in for the punch. Yum survives it out. But at the
यहाँ
same
वास सोलो
time,
मारिदिन्छ टिकट नै हान्नु मैले
Malaysia gets the first blood.
And this has been a key point of Lolil throughout the entire
यो गेम छ
tournament. He's always known to be
आर्केडियालाई
an
त
ego
खतरा
challenger.
म्याप
The
रे
number
त्यो
of
फिल
times he
होला होला
has won out these gold
आर्केडियालाई त
lane
हिरो फिल
has
भएर
been
होला
stellar throughout the
लगाइदिउँ लाइभ अब
They want to be able to
कमेन्ट
take on
गरिदियो
Team
बस्छु अब
Malaysia once
त्यसलाई
they move
त
on into
विकेस्ट
the
टिम इन
grand
एमपिएल आइडी
finals. But
विकेस्ट त विकेस्ट नै हो
change
आइसोको लागि प्रिपेयर हान्दैछ तिनीहरूले
now.
We did talk about
भिजन दिएको छ प्लस मिडको मिनट खाएर होला
picking up that Obsidia, right? But
भिजन
here's the
जसले
thing,
दियो अब त्यसले पाउँछ गाइस रोमरले दिएन भने पाउँदैन
awareness was
किनकि
actually a bit
ब्रकले पैसा फिज गर्नुपर्छ अनि मिनियन जाने बेलासम्म भिजन दिइसक्छ अपोनेन्टको त्यही भएर नि हो ब्रकले
It's pretty much how
टु
Team
नपुग्नु
Malaysia
पर्ने तर युम्सले के
really
गरे यार
roaming around the land of Dawn, getting a lot of the buffs, stealing every single crypt, and this is where the fine line that if you give so much of resources or even the objective in the hands of your opponent, it's not gonna be easy for you to step things out. And you talked about
प्लेयरहरू गइसक्यो
snowball
स्टेजमा
effects
यता
happen. It's not just going to happen just because of
हान्नु पर्यो इन्डोले नि
skills,
कहाँ
it's
वान साइड
also
हेर्न
because of how much
वान
buff
साइड
and
हान्नु
traps that
इन्डो
you're
जस्तो
putting
टिमलाई वान
into
साइड
the
हान्दियो
field
भने
from the early games itself.
I think if we look at it objectively, both Team Malaysia and Team Indonesia are squads that thrive if they are given freedom of movement in the first couple of minutes. And the way you earn freedom of
Obviously, they
movement
pick
is by
this
having
round, you know.
lane prio in multiple parts of the map. That's why we've already talked about both these teams can be quite aggressive early game because they want to claim
Guys, did
those
their
factors
boost
for
guys.
themselves.
All guys are on here,
But
they are
Indonesia
one side
is
guys for the game.
having a good
Ram
draft.
team going.
Team Malaysia had a very solid one. They had lane prio in basically
Still
every
need to
single
improve,
lane,
guys.
which meant they could move around unpunished almost
Gonna
anywhere
play up
they
पुगेस
wanted,
finally.
while Team Indonesia tried
First
playing
game
a
हारेर
narrow
हल्का
composition that scaled
क्याम
into
बढिया
a
गयो
late
हारेर
game.
चित्त दुइसक्यो
That means that you have to take the risk of losing out on rotational pressure and just generally play defensively to allow yourself to scale. Team Malaysia, though, are quite used to dealing with those sort of strategies. They up the ante so much. The way they move around and coordinate with each other means that you have
हाइब्रिडको माया लागेको थियो बिचारालाई त खेल्न दिएको थिएन आइडीले फर्स्ट गेम पनि लाइक सेल्न सिधै एरो हान्न गयो मलाई त्यो एक्सन त्यसपछि युरानासँग म्याचअप त्यही हो गाह्रो हुन्छ जमाउँदैन अर्ली विन इज जस्ट भिक्ट्री त्यही अहिले त अर्ली जसले जित्यो त्यसले जित्छ यार गेम प्राय कमब्याक हान्नै सक्दैन भनौँ न कमब्याक त इम्पोसिबल अहिले कस्तो भइरहेछ स्टेट एक्सपिरियन्स कस्तो भइरहेछ सबै ठिक छ मलाई फ्रुट चाहिँ हल्का चित्त बुझेको छैन यताको मलेसियाको साउदीमा भावे अझै राम्रो ट्रिट गर्छ जस्तो मलेसिया भन्दा कम्पेयर गर्नु पर्यो नि मलेसियाको फुड चाहिँ मलाई मन परेछ नि
And I feel like Team Malaysia was actually attempting to do that, right?
साउदीमा त चुज गर्नु पर्छ या त जे दियो त्यही खानु पर्ने
The Ansela, the healthcare, these
बुफे
are
नै
not what
छैन
you would normally see
ब्रेकफास्ट
nowadays,
मात्रै
but they're good
चुज गर्नु
key
पर्ने
strategies. So Team Malaysia is basically posing the question. We're gonna take you on in typical draft fashion, typical front to back.
गाह्रो भइसक्यो इन्डो यो गेम हारेर आउट थर्ड प्लेसको लागि खेल्नु पर्छ त्यसपछि फाइनलको लागि जानै पाउँदैन लोवर ब्र्याकेट छैन युम्स आमा कत्रो हो युम्स
that should be able to counter individual pieces of Team Malaysia, but you gotta be able to deal with it as a whole.
मलेसिया यार फेरि दुईचोटि जित्ने भयो क्या यिनीहरूले यसो ब्याक टु ब्याक अब यो गेम सक् अब लास्ट गेम त होला लास्ट गेम त होला के छैन सक्यो पैसा तिम्रो पर्फ्युम देखाउनु त यता देखाउन पर्फ्युम
What we got out?
Indo
Want it got out? Very sort of policeman.
Thanks just last evening Dangerous grass down चाहिँ हाल्दैन जो मोटर युज हेर अब युज यति अघि भइहाल्यो
यो त
रेड जायन्ट नै हो यो त रेड जायन्ट ट्याङ्क जत्रो नभएर हारेको हुनसक्छ मैले युज जत्रो हुन्छ छिटो केटाहरू कहिले फर्किने भोलि छ गाइस फ्लाइट भोलि मलेसियाको 1-2 बजे नेपालको त्यही अब 11 तिर भनौँ न लेट्स गो गेम 2
Velcot ban, Grog ban, King ban.
Velcot किन ब्यान हान्दिन्छ अहिले पनि ब्यान हाने थियो सेम ब्यान Velcot र एन्जेला फकिङ कहिले स्क्रिम लिक हान्थ्यो यिनीहरू
के ban है यो त
Velcot र एन्जेला ब्यान के कसम
युरेनस ban है क्या
युरेनस हैन के ब्यान हान्थ्यो अघि मैले बिर्सेँ नेपालको चाहिँ के भयो भाइ नेपालको गाइस टप 8 मा सक्यो यात्रा इन्डोसँग हारे सक्यो क्याम्बोडियाले त हान्दिन्छ होला टर्कीले सपोर्ट हो लेट्स गो 25 यो एसियाको टिमले जित्नु क्या हैन साउथ इस्ट एसियाको टर्कीले हान्नुपर्छ क्या यसमा
के भन्छ भाइ
जम्न त यसपछि के खायो जम 7-11 अनि भइहाल्छ के ब्यान हाल्न यिनीहरूले रक गाटो बाक्सिया
Also get random.
Fanny first pick let's see
they're gonna actually go
Fanny first pick, right?
first. That can actually change things around for Team Indonesia.
Fanny pick.
But again, I kind of
Alan
feel like they
Poli
are
kill na
also
re.
particularly
एक गेम हारेर आउट होइन घाटकले फर्स्ट
Garter 1-3 के अरे विडी त मैं
ए ग्रक ब्यान हान्दैछ नि त त्यही भएर घाटकले
ब्रो भने जेनेले गाडे खेलाइ अस्ति छगे पैसा लगाइराख्यो
त्यही त 6 लगातार खेलेछ यार यसले घाटक
Team Malaysia has the option of both Lancelot and Hayabusa this time around. Team
Lancelot
Indonesia
के
will just
Hayabusa?
probably
Hayabusa
grab
लिन्छ होला
every
भाइ,
hero.
secret
Team
Hayabusa
Malaysia
Secret
doesn't.
आए लिन्छ होला
Even
अब चाहिँ यसले
the
ब्रेड वक हेर्छ होला
Lancelot is
घाटकले
not too bad, but the synergy of it is going to be a bit lacking. And
कस्तो
they're also going to
उ
be
त्यो हान्दै यार
needing to
आउटप्लेड
look for a
हान्दैन
roamer now that both Grok and Gatot have
हेर मैले
taken
त अब
the
चाहिँ के गर्नु
table.
रहेछ
We've Gatot on the opposite side as well. Kalea is also
Zuxin
not
र?
as viable. Looks like
Oh,
it's gonna be the
Lancelot, man.
Lancelot and the Zeus in.
What is this? This is
So
a
guys,
challenge
Lancelot
based
guy.
on saying like, nah, this is how you use your Jushin actually.
किन ला फ्यानी स्टिल ओपन
So
छ
we're gonna show you how it
Fanny
is.
ले
So
ला
this
हो।
is Team Malaysia
फ्यानी
picking up
अहिले लियो भने
Jushin
कालिया
on
आउँछ
the
होला
side. It is
फ्यानी
still
अहिले लियो
open
भने
to
ब्यान
Team
हानिन्छ
Malaysia.
होला
Wanna actually pick it up. Great combo coming in
मा
from
दिमाग
Watchparty
लागेन
as well.
अर्किड हाल्यो
Even another assassin to be picked up if they want to actually take that Hayabusa as well.
Yeah, I think Eve should be prioritized. It should be
Really?
Eve Hayabusa.
CFE भन्दा त अरू टर्की नै राम्रो छ होला नि
Lapu, Lapu.
मलाई त CFE नै
Choice
राम्रो
they
लाग्छ
have to make. I think regardless, they have to go higher unless they're particularly confident that their
Fanny
assassin hero will still be over.
Fanny probably Fanny still छ
देखो नि यिनीहरू कहिले लिन्छ होला
It's
नि
just such a
आइले
solid
आइल्यो
call. It is gonna be the
यो
Hayabusa.
यो ऱ्यानस यसलाई कसरी पनिस हाल्छ र यसको यो ऱ्यानसलाई
Kind of a bit of the repeat of the draft, I think.
लेकिन तपाईँहरूको गेम मलेसियासँग पढ्नुपर्ने अनि एनालाइज गर्न इजी हुन्छ होला एक गेम हार्यो कि सकिने केटा हो प्लेअफमा एनालाइज के गर्छ एनालाइज गर्ने बेलसम्म अर्को आएछ BO5 फाइनल BO5 हो फाइनल त अरू सबै गेम BO3 फाइनल चाहिँ BO5 केटीहरूको इन्डोनेसियाले जित्यो केटाहरूको चाहिँ अब इन्डोनेसिया गएछ
केपी गर कालिया कालिया युनाइट लिन्छ
कालिया लिँदैन होला
Fighters that can deal with it. Team Malaysia has the chance to lock in one right now. Something like the Esmeralda would be fairly safe. But the
अति थाहा
Hilda
भइदिए
also slipping
यो
through
साउन्ड
the cracks
साउन्ड
in
सुन्नु
the
थाहा
back in the
भयो
second half earlier by Team Malaysia. So they're gonna use it to try and threaten this Haya as much as possible. Once we go into the second phase of bans, Team
Bans,
Malaysia
I
should
know.
start getting rid of mid laners, Eve being the priority. Indonesia probably wants to ban heroes like Xborg, Alice, and Glue.
Let's see. Not just Iesf,
Expert,
Luna is also
Alice
can be
and
also taken out
Glue.
as well. There's a lot of the focus right now can be done for
Glue
Team
is well.
Malaysia. So let's see who they want to actually take down. I think
It's a work
Iesf
buddy.
will
Thank you
definitely
guys.
be the first
Support
pick to
गरेको
shut
हैन
down.
हारे नि
First of all, just sold out a little bit of the mid laner for Team Indonesia.
As is expected right
Yeah.
there.
Mids
Taken out. So
ban
Indonesia should probably ban Xborg in this phase. I'd be very surprised if they don't. Besides that, getting rid of other heroes that'll give Uranus a hard time is also fairly important. So those are going to be Alice, Esmeralda,
युनाइटलाई बर्स गर्ने
Blue.
यिनीहरू
Those are the ones that
के
they
अरे
might be the
एक्सपी
most
र
worried
गोल्डन
about
होइन
overall.
मलेसियाको एक्सपिरो गोल्डन म्याच
Rolling though. I mean,
रोम
गोल्डनमा के लुनक्स
Rangers so far. I
लुनक्स
mean,
गोल्डनको
do
लागि
we want to actually put out
Corner
Carry here?
sucks.
Is it going to be a little bit risky, even with Carry having a true damage to just burst down, to just shred and melt out every single?
Carry for which
फाइनल कहिले फाइनल पनि आज हो गाइस
Swarm
फाइनल
Malaysia,
प्रो अहिले भेन्यूमा गरे हिँड्छ
that's more
हामी
scarier.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So-
But it's
so
going to be
bad.
chosen
South Korea
by
fans,
Indonesia,
eh?
by Indonesia to be shut down. I think pretty much
Golden
we can see
South,
some of
here.
the double fighter lane is quite
रोम
scary as
चाउने
well.
होला युजको त्यो चाउको
Gold
क्लिप
lane, so
दिएर
I think
आएको
you're pretty much already aware of it, of how the meta is for WEC.
Getting rid of the show.
मलेसिया जित्नुहोस् है म्याच
So
कहाँ
Team
हुन गरे
Indonesia
हाल्छ
thinks this is
मलाई
gonna be a gold lane show or a roam
Take
show.
the last
Most likely
billion
the
and then
latter,
Villa
which
and
means
last
that they
sad
this
and then-
Hilda is EXP instead.
मिथिक
And
सिले
it's
त
not
नमिटो
too bad
हान्दैछ
of a matchup
होइन
right now, so it does
अरूले
end up being kind of
त्यही त यार अरू
Then getting rid of the chow is
मिथिक सिले हान्छ जस्तो लाग्यो थियो
perfect
म्यानमारको
timing
थियो
because there is a less
Error,
risk
error.
here of Team Malaysia going
Oh,
into double
bicycle.
fighter side lane, so you probably don't need to ban Ruby since they already have Zeus in.
के
and
ban हाल्दा त
that's not quite enough scaling to go.
लुनक्स लुनक्स यतिबाट ब्यान हान्दा यार
Lunox will will be targeted. So full focus from Team
Time
Malaysia.
पर्यो
on the
भने
mid
तेरो
lane.
लाइटमा कराएर रहेछ होला
And you talked about how when it
Fans
comes to
are
the
like-
fighter, he really doesn't actually have the potential
Oh,
here
pura
in
ada
the
kata
draft
duduh.
wise of Team Malaysia, and I
Sini
do
aku
agree on
ni
that
nak-
because
Nah,
damage
itu
wise,
kan.
they still need
Yums
more,
kati kg
so
होला?
they
Yums
probably will be waiting on
190 जति?
MM there. So if Indonesia want to
जेरी
actually
भन्छ
pick up at least one
कतिर
more
थाहा नै
option
भएन।
in the goal lane, that would be a
म के खाने
probably
कति होला
success
युम्स
for them. So
कति
it
होला?
seems that it's going to be GG instead
190
on
छैन
their side
1
again.
160 170 होला
Team Indonesia.
म्याच चाहिँ 150 छ भने
That
Yums
CC
हुँदैन
was
र?
still open.
90
I
150 छैन
completely
चाहिँ
slipped my mind
120
at
होला
this point. Yeah, that is a perfectly
Yums
understandable
150
ban
होइन,
because
160
this is a hero that can be flexed into both side lanes and would give Uranus a hard time
अर्को ल्यान्ड कहिले
regardless.
छ नि
It
त?
does mean that
खै
Xborg
guys,
is
अब
left open.
पछि नि
Team
त हुन्छ।
Malaysia is okay with putting Hilda in the roam position. Xborg versus
यस्तो
Uranus
बोल्दै
is going to be very
आइएसएफ
solid
गयो
overall.
F7 गयो
I don't actually think
Must
they'll
just-
go for their second
Practice
fighter
गर्यो,
here. Yes,
पैसा
because
पायो,
they opted
जिन्दगी
to
दिन आएको
flex it
बढेछ।
out. What do I know, right? It's gonna be the Lapu Lapu.
लापु लापु
Malaysia always surprises off, but
एकछिन खुला होइन लापुले हेर्दा कत्रो हेर्दै हो किनभने बदला छैन कि हामीलाई लुजिङ म्याच किन यसो गरेर हामी अरूले प्रिपेयर लापु यिनीहरू दिमागै छिटै तरिकाले चल्छ कि बुझिस् नि यिनीहरू दिमाग छिटै तरिकाले चल्छ कि
यस्तो क्या यिनीहरूले उता लिनु मिल्दैन क्या स्मेल लिनु मिल्दैन क्या किनकि यिनीहरूसँग लङ रेन्ज छैन नि त किनकि किमे ब्यान छ अलरेडी
सी फाल्दा चाहिँ के भएर खुला रहेछ है लग्दैन छु है
लाइक हानिराख्ने हिरो छैन नि त है हानिराख्ने किमी पो लङ रेन्ज भएको छैन
के किमी भन्छ कहाँ चाहिँ छ किमी
किमी ब्यान छ नि त त्यही भएर यिनीहरूले ब्यान लापो ल्यायो क्या किनकि अलरेडी जङ्गलमा आएपछि छ नि त
Going for Obsidia
अक्सिडिया चाहिँ किन लिएर आयो यसलाई भने
ए अप्सिडिया फेरि यसलाई रोक्यो पागल
एक्सबो खेल्नु भयो त्यो
यसलाई के गर्छ अरे लेन्सबाट मात्रै रोक्नु मन छ जस्तो क्या
मिन्चा गोल थियो नि त्यसो होइन
अल्ट हानेपछि त्यो ड्यास हान्नु मिल्दैन नि त
धेरै मलाई पनि थाहा छ नि मलाई
त्यही भएर ल्याएको
मित्रको अल्ट हाने त्यहाँ थाहा मिल्दैन
यसले पक्र्न सजिलो एक्सपक लिएर फेरि एक्सपक के हो प्राइडस गर्छ एक्सपक
एक्सबुक दिएको देखेछ हिलोले लास्टमा राम्रो खेलिरहेको छ कि एक्सबुक
which means they want to play hard and fast again for the early mid game.
Oof, this is scary. I mean,
Back to Nepal,
when it
guys.
comes to
Our
damage
guys,
scaling
volley
wise,
or flight.
yes, it is a little bit risky on Team Malaysia, but hey,
युनलाई त चाहिँ युनलाई चाहिँ पाल्दै ठुलो खालको चेयर छ होला सेम हो केटा सेम
everyone from the get-go, and hopefully that will be a great execution for
Did you analyze their match? What did you guys think about the game? What was the drop and pick?
Can they actually clean it up with
Whoa.
right here?
Hi guys, game चाहिँ analyze गरेको छैन हारेको छ हल्का
Can move on to the
Kasi-
next
oh,
level,
yes.
and those who actually drop for this last
Use
match,
यस्तो दियो
or
Wait
even
till
they
they
may
कसो
be
pose
able to
हान्छ
actually
सन
prolong
आराम त मेरो
the
पोज चल्छ त है
semifinals, will have the opportunity to
के
have
चाहिँ के हाल्यो त
going
thumbs
for
up
a
it
fight
is.
with Team Malaysia. Is it gonna be the best of one, or is this the end?
मोमोको
for Team
हेयरकट चाहिँ बवाल छ
Indonesia? Give it up for Wall Esports
टाउकोमा चाहिँ यस्तो राख्दै
म्याच हो गयो म्याच
2020.
गाइस
हिललाई होइन बुझि फेरि इमेल जान्छ र बात गर्छ
लेट्स गाइस गेम 2
ए रोके रोक लड्की कत्रो कराएको
Defending champions one step away from making it back to the final stage of the WEC, and it is only their long-time rivals who will be able to stand in their way. Who will come out on top this time? Will Indonesia be able to bring out
Yums
a
खेल्दा
second
हेरौँ।
आफ्नै
stage
जङ्गलमा खेल्दैछ हेर्न
now that
युम्स
they're pushed into a corner?
किन
I feel
यस्तो
like again we talked about how the draft wise, right?
पोक खान्छ
Now
होला
we are
क्या
seeing
लिजो
that
छोड
Team
दिया जोले।
Malaysia is just gonna
ए जो
continue
डराएर खेलेको
to
छ थाहा
keep
भयो
up the pace, making sure that they'll be able to actually pressure out Team Indonesia. Going to actually pick out. Yums comes in, goes in for the dash, but it's not going to be enough though. Still, Stormy just tried to actually pick up one after another just to give a lot of
ला
pressure
काबुकीको मिलियन
One
मिस भयो
advantage that Team Indonesia has this time
Miss by-
around is that they do actually have
By-
mid
ए
lane
पागल
players.
काबुकी
Paul and
They
Parsa
got away with
together pair up very well.
ओ त्यो
Kabuki
सेकेन्ड
not
त्यो
having a good
रेन्ज
time
विनिङको
in
लागि
lane
चाहिँ
as is
त्यस्तो पोख्न
expected.
नहाल्नु पर्ने यार
Anyone dealing
रेन्ज
with
गरेर
an
त्यो छोडै
Xborg.
दिन्छ
But Team Indonesia can take advantage of their mid
वारी
lane
रिपोर्ट किन भयो त
rotation
यसले
pressure. It means
लेन्स
that Yums isn't able to aggressively invade.
Oy,
It
really?
looks like Skies will still try to be a little bit
रिप्लेस
annoying.
बेट भयो यार
Yes, Sakai is definitely going to actually just invade a
इन्भेड
little
हान्दैछ
bit,
यार ओ
getting
माई
all
गॉड
the
मलेसिया
as
फुल
well, now
प्रिपेयर्ड
pushing
छ
in,
यार
really managed to score away, just
यसको
making
किन
them
मर्निङ आएको
Team Malaysia Malaysia looking better and ever, making
Extra
sure that
credit
they will
muna
be able to
gamit.
put a lot of the constant pressure. Again, just
Yeah,
trying
in
to actually
total
make sure that
mabulaw
Kabuki
sir.
just don't
Oh
close the
my
line.
god,
The
bro,
skies is clear. They cleared
Malaysia.
wave as much as
Tora,
possible.
ande sa
Make
Tora
sure that
Zule.
Audio can actually
Tora
survive
bheo.
this thermal fight. So Team Malaysia
त्यसै
will
आएर
just have
सक्यो
direct
के
numbers
गर्छ अब
advantage,
सक्यो
even
अब
Momo
यिनीहरूले
also
तल
been
लान्छ
having a very good time against
तल
the run.
छोडिदियो अब
They have an X-Borg.
Uite,
Indonesia
Rana,
cannot
Momo.
contest here.
Ooh,
मर्यो हो यो
barely surviving
अल लान्छ
that,
क्या
but
यसो
Momo, no,
ए मारिदेऊ
Definitely
बिदीलाई
not, but
मरे
it's going to
ना
be
ना
a
ना
free turtle in the hands of Team Malaysia, right?
ओ यार
Instead,
की खेल्दै
leaving
छ
a
मलेसियाले
lot
ओए
of the grounds to be covered things out, especially with the get as well.
One
And here on out, running Weedy just a little bit slow.
Weedy?
Momo picking up as well. Federer is already open. Joe managed to actually move
Red
away with
Cheetah,
the shadow,
man.
but at the same time, a lot of pressure is already being done by Team Malaysia.
I think the timing from Joe could have been a little bit better there. If he waited for the feathered airstrike to break the Faraga armor, he could have actually entered afterwards with the quad shadow and attempted to
यिनीहरू पनि
take out
एक्सपिरियन्स दिएको हो
Lil.
कि क्या
But it's
मलेसियाले
still pretty even currently. Team
कस्तो
Indonesia is
easy
running
हान्दै यार
aggressively, trying to make sure that they don't fall for the same tricks that happened to them in game
कस्तो
number
बल खेल्छ
1.
युम्स तर
The lead is minuscule, though slightly in favor of Team Malaysia.
For Team Malaysia, goes
ए
in for the
रोके
dive
लेफ्ट कर
again,
निकाल
brings
यार
it
यसले
back, just
ए
making sure
पागल
the continuity of pressure going off for Team Indonesia. Malaysia, they know for a fact that early game, they can definitely push the Indonesia
कस्तो
from the
खेल्छ
back
यस्तो
and
कसरी
making
खेल्छ
sure that
मलाई
they just don't overextend.
Yeah, Team Malaysia knows there is actually a timer on their heads this time around. Yums has not been able to get a lot of value out of this Hilda so far, and Team Indonesia wants to keep it that way as much as possible. They have multiple sources of mid to late game scaling, where once again, if they don't fall too far behind in the mid
Indoले
stage,
के
this
गर्नुपर्छ
will just
त्यसमा
be able to carry them through to the end game. But Malaysia,
Is the
ओए
key, goes
ओके
in for the
काबुकी
buncher, but missed
10
out a little
सेकेन्ड
bit, so
स्किल
Kabuki will still be able to survive things out.
so far we're seeing actually very good movements from Team Indonesia. They have adjusted, even if we're looking
Zero,
at
zero
some of
था
the
त
similar heroes from last time around.
त्यो एक
Not
किल भएको
attempting
छैन
to
4
make
मिनट
overly
भइसक्यो
aggressive plays onto the
हिल्लालाई
offensive
युज
side, even
पाउनु
though they
खोज्छ
have
होला कि
the far
साइड
side.
अँ
They're
ल ल
playing defense. They're keeping themselves safe to play for the late game.
वाला
They know
साइड
that
दिएको
Malaysia is
साइड
the
दिनु
one that
सक्दैन
needs to
लेट
be
गेम त
pretty
अभियसली
aggressive.
इन्डोनेसियाको राम्रो छ
Here's the thing about
लापुले के गर्न
dangerous.
सक्छन्
This is why it is called dangerous. You don't know where
मर्छ
they are
यो
coming off for.
मार त यार यसलाई
Coming in
प्लिज
right,
मार
they
दे यार
picked up Daran, goes in for the punch and missed it
मर्यो
over,
यो
goes in over
होइन
before the fight
मर्यो
goes
मर्यो
out, going to stun it off immediately, but can they actually go there?
यसरी पनि जाने क्या भाइ युरेनसलाई
Immediately shuts down Aran, and now
के गर्नु त मजा के
कस्तो पनि तान्छ यिनीहरू हेर्नु यार
By Iran, survived for a very long time, but not long enough. This is going to be a free
Indonesia
turtle for Team
success.
Malaysia. And I want to bring attention
Indonesia
from
like
everyone
Arab
to
person.
Yunus's positioning in that fight as well. Specifically,
थर्ड प्लेसको लागि खेल्नु
cutting
पर्छ यार
off
हार्यो भने यिनीहरूले थर्ड
from
प्लेस
the
पनि
rest of Team
जाला
Indonesia,
कुन हेर्छ थर्ड
and then
थर्ड प्लेसमा नि
piercing
हार्यो
Aran
रे
to
केही
ensure
नपाउने
that the
प्राइज
kill
पनि पायो
goes
यिनीहरूले
through.
इन्डोनेसियाले
Things like this are what makes the difference in those situations.
I like the fact that no matter how
Malaysia
much
लयो
pressure
जस्तो
actually
केटा
goes
आएछ
down, now drawing in
ए
from the bottom,
कस्तो
goes in
हानेको
for
आनन्दमा
the kill instead, making sure that every pressure is done by
कसरी
Team
हान्छ
Malaysia.
यसरी
It's just something about the way Team Malaysia plays. They know how to get under your skin. As an EXP laner, you know, they just committed so many resources to kill you the first
Oh, you
time.
just very
Surely,
Jonas.
they won't be
Yeah,
around the
consider
second
it.
time.
Even if it's
But no, they're hiding for the ambush, especially when
Wait,
Aran doesn't
him.
have his stacks built up yet.
Goes in with the shot. Shadow Fighter is
Some
already
basic
open,
line
but
are going
Yunus
to
will be
play.
able to survive it out. Shadow kills comes in,
No
one
way.
last hit. Dojo
ए
takes down
ड्यास छैन
Yunus immediately,
ड्यास
but
छैन
they just
आएको ड्यास
went
छैन
for Team
Flicker,
Indonesia. But
yes,
Stormy,
Stormy,
on the
yes,
other side,
पागल।
did you
अब
just
आयो
say,
ड्यास
Yums, you are in the no man's land, my friend. The kiss comes
किन
in,
गएको
he
त्यो
goes in
उता
on
लाप
the
लाप
ambush destroy, and Stormy
भागेर
Victor,
मर्ने
you are down.
There is no escaping from the eyes of Mage Prodigy himself. Joe finally able to get a kill on the side of Team Indonesia.
इन्द्रले के
But the
खेलेको
fate of the jungler
यस्तो त
for
नखेल्नु
the
पर्ने
moment
यार
is simply
एक
not
मिनट
worth it
खेल लास्ट
currently. Even though they're trying to play defensive,
Lare,
Malaysia has already built up a 2k lead once
यो
again.
रनत को बल्ल
6
dominate
minute mark.
side
Next turtle up in 35
Okay,
seconds.
now जिन्दगी
Indonesia's gonna need to slow this
हेर्न
down even more,
इन्डोनेसिया
but it's
कि प्ले नै
difficult
गर्न
to do
सकेको
so
छैन
now
क्या
that
हाम्रो
Iran
गेम
has
फर्स्ट
been
के
focused as hard as
हामीले
he
गरेको
was.
चाहिँ अब हेरे अब
कौन
Gonna
से
actually go in for a fight. Kabuki backs
Yes,
off. Doesn't have much of the setup that is
के
required.
प्ले गर्नु
Team
खोजे पनि प्ले
Malaysia
गर्नै सकेको छैन
playing slowly so far, but
Sick,
again,
guys.
the kiss. I told
You
you guys,
bastard,
Kabuki
sick, guys.
Top
this is a
खाइदियो
stealer
म।
right
Team
here.
fight
He's a
खाइदियो।
thief. He keeps on invading every single corner of Team Indonesia.
And he's gonna keep doing it too unless they can do something to stop him, which so far they have not been successful with. Map control.
नेसनल खेल्दा
was being held on
20 seconds
just
लान्छ
as
हाई
much
खेल्दा
as
नि
Team
सेकेन्ड
Indonesia
लान्छ
before is now slowly
Jungler
being
people.
reclaimed by the Malaysian side. Next hurdle gonna be hard to
5 in
contest.
bola bhayyo
Joe
नि
is not even around. He's just gonna try and get farm on the opposite side of the map instead, giving up the objective once again.
The fact that right now, trying to do best to make sure that at least there is going to be a split push. Is it going to be enough? Though so much pressure has already been done, even on the side of the turret itself, we do see that the first layer has already been scrapped out by Team Malaysia. And again, they want to take things a little bit slow, but Malaysia doesn't want to.
Now, why would
Mega
they? They
Anderson.
know that they're strong right now. They know that Team Indonesia will
Okay,
actually become a little scary the later the game goes. So they're gonna keep pushing it no matter the circumstances.
No, why did you do that?
Able
to back things up. Takes down Witty immediately. Yes, just down.
कस्तो छिरेर हानेको
But it's going to be a kill to actually take down Yums. But that's going to be enough though. 2 kills in the blood of Team Malaysia.
Yunus sacrifices himself there, but it's perfectly worth it to get a
Gato
kill on the
all
enemy
put it fine,
marksman. And once again, Team Malaysia perfectly positioning the punish.
Perfect, hey guys,
on the opposite
perfect.
side. Indonesia cannot feel safe even
Malaysia
in
le
their
उठाएला
own
Iesf.
map right now. And their tower is slowly being taken more and more. Joe, at the very
Tanna
least,
red
is able
pile
to
hai.
secure his orange buff from Skies this time. But while he's doing that, his purple is being stolen by Stormy.
For one trade,
Caster भनेको नि
Release is able to see it now.
Caster
And
भनेको
their
नि
tower is slowly being taken more and more. Joe, at the
Awesome,
very
man.
least, is able to secure his orange buff from Skies this time. But while he's doing that, his purple is being stolen by Stormy.
अरे मैले चाहिँ कास्टरहरू हो के
मैं रेड पाएर रिटेन तर ब्लू गई छ त्यसको
couldn't find the answer for them to back things up.
The goal lead still looking pretty big right now for Team Malaysia. Team
Indonesia,
Indonesia, they
Han.
have the late game scaling, yes.
Han यो भिडियोलाई मार्दियो यसलाई
Control on the map in order to achieve it.
ओए रोक्दियो
Letting Winnie go home.
रोक्दियो
Oh, Witty was just shut down immediately again. This overextension.
हान अनि म हान्छु
कस्तो यार कसरी हान्छ कि यसरी गार्डनलाई यार बा के यार के यस्तो भयो हामीलाई यार कसरी रोकिन्छ के उसलाई यो जिक्सिँदै हिँड्दा कसरी रोक्छ भन्छ
पहिला त आफूले लग्यो अनि हिँड्दा अनि झुक्छु
यो मुला त्यसो यो मुला मुला यसमा नि हेर्नु त्यसले हातले अल्ड हालेको चाहिँ त्यो लाभ
Without their Gatot, Team Indonesia cannot come anywhere close to contesting this first Lord of the game.
त्यो हान म हान्छु त्यसपछि हिँड्दा हान्छ
त त्यस्तो कुरा अब बाक्स वान बिग गार्डन
The fact that Yums was just looking around,
Yeah,
making sure that the players of Indonesia just overlooking him, and he's just
त्यो
like,
त अडी नै
"Hey
आउँदैन
guys, what you doing?" And now coming
कस्तो
off,
हार मानिस होला सायद
अब खेल्न आउँदा किन अप्सिडे खेलायो दुई गेम त
they will be able to secure it out, but somehow Team Malaysia, they know they can be able to actually steal away or even break down that last turret coming in before goes into the inhibitor, but goes out right here. Now Joe, just a little bit of danger. Punches come.
Double kill!
Takes down Joe immediately.
That is just not worth it. You shouldn't be
Solo kill, eh?
सेकेन्ड फर्ममा छ क्या भेटमा आइएसएफ पनि दे मलाई
एमएल पनि दे
अहिले त एउटा एमसी पनि जित्नु भएको छ एमएससी त जित्छ आइएसएफ पनि जित्सक्यो 3 गेम्स बाँकी छ
and right. Holy defenses are intact, so Indonesia should be able to survive this push at the very least. But the damage done is going to delay their potential scaling so long.
Holy defense already been broken.
कहाँ नहीं आए काशी यार कहाँ नहीं आ रहे काशी टॉप जोन में मलेशिया में
Gonna be good. Watchado already out.
वर्ल्डले भन्दा नि हुन्छ नि
यत्रो 500 वर्ष खेलेको जोन में हेरे हेरे
They're making sure there is going to be a discipline so that they can set things up for the defense first. Clear out all the minions whip so that they can actually do a little bit of trade. But here again, this is just timing for Team Indonesia, and they're leaving all those space for Malaysia to just get a lot of their own buffs, getting all
जान
the
बसे आज
as well.
ये सॉन्ग पड़ी
There's a little bit of
कितना
risky coming up for Team Indonesia.
Considering the goal difference we're looking at right now, Indonesia being
User
able to
gets
keep all
what
of
user
their
से guys के
inhibitors alive is
User
actually
go.
a
No
pretty
user
good
is के
scenario.
किस
Even
काम
that
में
is after losing all of their external towers. In
The
Malaysia,
number one roamer in the world.
continuing with the snowball,
See hi for you
affecting
video
every part of the
Hey,
map.
hey, hey.
Indonesia has to stay together to avoid being picked off. And even when they're
Pago
together,
se
they can't
guys.
really find anything on the map.
मर्यो भने
मोरे मोरे
मोरे
मोरे
Already on the ground.
कस्तो कुरा हात
गोलले त केही गर्नु पनि परेको छैन
Overlooking, trying to find a way. Can they actually do a little bit of setup right here? Team Indonesia fall with 4 players only to survive it out.
Step by step, the defending champions are getting closer and closer to the returning to the battle for the throne that they were at a single year ago. Indonesia, their chances are not nil, not zero, but they are very, very small. They need a miracle.
Not nil, not zero, but very, very small. Is zero.
To get the scaling necessary. They
2
need to
kill मा
find
राखिदिरहेको छ
shutdowns.
यार अहिले पनि
But
2
it's
kill मा
not like
राख्दियो
Team Malaysia actually has that many kills either. They've been pressuring Shirley through macro, and because of that, the gold bounties, even if they were to get picked off, are not as high as you would think.
Arcadia कस्तो
And
proud
that's
होला के यो
sufficient.
टिम
Team
देखिमा
Indonesia needs multiple
त्यसले
team
जस्तो भने
fight
त्यस्तै खेल्दिने
victories
हैन
in order to get the scaling necessary to compete.
पहिला आरकेमा बिचारालाई आरकेबाट निकालेको थियो
निकालेको
त्यसपछि एसआरजी आयो
एसआरजी मा त त्यो त भगवानै भयो पछि हैन
कसरी एक्सपेक्ट गर होला यो टिम यस्तो खतरा हुन्छ भने किनकि
आर्किटेक्ट पुलिसले हल्थ्यो भेडिसरा भेडे
Seems a little bit lost there, doesn't know how to actually do
क्राइम र इनोसेन्ट पहिला लास्टै हल्का नुब्ने थियो
के
भने।
हो यस्तो त्यो यो के रे ग्राम र इनोसेन्ट त मुझे सबसे नो टिममा थियो पिएस भयो सेसन त्यसले कसरी चाहिँ उठाएर कस्तो चाहिँ टिम बनायो कि धले त्यो नयाँ थियो
सेकाइस नयाँ एउटा ट्रक्चर भने युन्स थियो
युन र स्टोमी र खेल्यो होला सेकाइस नयाँ त्यसपछि अनि ग्राम र इनोसेन्टलाई लिएर नयाँ टिम बनाएको
pushing in bot
Yeah.
side. They are
Player
only
कस्तो
inhibitors
छाने हो
left standing. No holy defenses. It's a 10k
Potential
gold
is
difference,
high.
which means that the damage from Team Indonesia is
क्राइम र
still
इनोसेन्ट
not
खेल्नु मिल्दैन गाइस यो
sufficient.
टुर्नामेन्ट किनकि यो टुर्नामेन्ट सबै सेम कन्ट्रीको
Try and keep himself
player
alive
मात्रै
a
चाहिन्छ
little bit longer.
क्राइम र इनोसेन्ट चाहिँ
Malaysia, this is
फिलिपिन्सको
so many more resources,
import
and
हो
the
तिनीहरू
damage
guys, import.
scaling is on another level altogether. Whatever happens here, Team Indonesia
सक्यो होला है यो
needs
लडमा
some kind of perfect engagement, and even that might not be enough.
Goes in for the
ए
bottom
पागल
right.
सेकेन्ड
It's gonna be burst
गार्डन
by
के मुख बनाएर छ
Well, it's gonna be opening the door, goes in for the
ओ
puncher,
कस्तो
Winnie.
रे
Half lines to
Ah,
finish
fetch
them
है
out, but
ननु
again,
डिफेन्ड हान्यो
they
ओ
are
जोले लाट
Joe suddenly out of nowhere at the
युन्सले मात्रै लाट
ए
backstabbing
यु
now.
यु
You
चाहिँ छोडे
denies
भन्नु
it. You are not gonna
Sorry,
allow to
really
do
upset.
that, my friend.
I mean, as long as he can get out, it's still actually a perfectly
उता गयो
viable
युन्स
play
त
here.
अन्त
In fact, it's going to be able to save Indonesia a second tower. If not, I think Team Malaysia could have
कौन सी
taken
लाने
that
गार्डन है
mid inhibitor as well.
सबको त
So
ठुलो
that is
टरेछ
actually
ठुलो
the
मिनी
correct
सक्यो
play being
हान्दालाई
done by Joe on the Hayabusa currently. They're going to try and delay for as much as possible, but here comes
मोमो
more
और तर्काइदियो
minion waves.
माथिको पाएला
मोमो
L
कस्तो छिटो छिटो पऱ्यो यसको
Now River Spider comes through, but
Wait.
they're going to jump right into the midst right here with Shadow Kill, but doesn't make it actually a good damage. No, it's not going to be enough though. Still have a survivor from the side of Team Malaysia, so they can back off easily, fastly. But I like the way how the stages say, good job you, because
के भन्नु चाहिँ कास्टर
पागल लटी चिप्लाएर बस्छ त मैं
Of course they would, right? They're in a very
कास्टर
comfortable
भने यस्तो
place.
बायस
They're
हुन्छ यार
feeling
आफ्नो देश
themselves.
मलेसिया भए पनि
Everything's
कस्तो
going their
इन्डोनेसियालाई
way.
चाहिँ
But I
हेरिदिरहेको
will give praise to Team
ए त्यसको
Indonesia
गर्ने
right now.
मलेसियाको
They're very solid
मलेसिया
defenses
कास्टर
that we
राखेछ
saw,
भने
considering the
जो
goal
चल्दैन
lead, keeping themselves as safe as
न
possible,
मेरो
using their health as
बोलाइहाल्छ
resources, and
लड्की
dropping in
बोला
whenever they think they can do enough
दिमागै
damage to
हुँदैन
maybe
कि
zone Team Malaysia back. Because of that, they have been able to keep 2 inhibitors intact for now. Next Lord is going to be coming up in 20 seconds. And Team Indonesia might be able to hold on to it if they're able to keep themselves in place. But the ideal would be to try and maybe contest it away from Team Malaysia. They still have to be very careful.
सताइदिएला
because the
Malaysia
top
यो
lane is wide open.
Malaysiaले
It's
जितेर
already
फाइनल
set up
जितेर
a
ढुक्छ
slow push into it. Because of that,
यिनीहरूलाई
they can
टुमा राखिदिरहेको छ
easily
मलाई
and consistently threaten a backdoor victory.
तर रेड हान्छ कि यिनीहरूको गेमले
के कैसे युज हैन पछाडिमा
मरे perfect engagement. Perfect engagement. यताबाट flicker bait गरे यता
Beautiful ambush again from Team Malaysia. They have their front line threaten the jungle. Then they
Oi!
come from behind.
सक्यो भाइ सक्यो
ओए यारमा अझै गाइस अति हाल्छ त्यहाँ मार्ने यो नम्बर 1 जङ्गलरै वान अफ द टप 3 जङ्गलरै हो कि अहिले दुनिया हो
हो नि अभियसली टप चाहिँ
आन 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 आन
सक्यो होला यहाँ सक्यो
मैले चाहिँ आन मार्दै सबलाई आन आन आन
ए रोकेले
ए मा त्यो ड्यास हान्दैछ यार मलाई हेर्ने लेट्स गो मलेसिया त गरे
दुईमा राख्छ यार ओइ बाई बाई भन्दैछ यार ओइ हत्ती ट्रास
गर्छ म्याच अलि इन्डो
ओइ लेट्स गो
गर्छ म्याच इन्डो म्याच अलि
कस्तो सेक्सी हानेको यार
ट्रास्ट गरिदियो कि भएन
होला 2-0 यार ओ माय गॉड
गर्छ तहरुमा गाह्रो बाटिक गाह्रो बाटिक म्याच
फर्स्ट भयो यार ओए के यो प्राइम मिनिस्टर रमायो बम पठाइदिन्छ अब जिजिआर गाइस जिजिआर ओए म्याच सेकेन्ड जन्किरहेको छ
हार्नु म्याचले कसमा इन्डिभिजुअलमा
न्युजको त कपाली त्यत्रै लामो छ
कति बल खेल्छ
फर्स्ट भयो यार यिनीहरू
कस्तो बल खेल्छ यो
अब के खाता खाने हो
जान खानु एनुअल
जिजिस गाइस अब चाहिँ हामी खाता खान्छ एकदम भोलि फ्लाइट छ हाम्रो अब पछि नेपालमै टुर्नामेन्ट हुन्छ प्रोबाब्ली स्टार्ट पनि आउँछ होला नेक्स्ट टाइम आइसक्यो इन्टरभ्यू सुन्थ्यौँ न त इन्टरभ्यू
win, a very clean
Tuan,
one.
tuan,
How does it feel to be defending your title in front of your home ground?
First of all, I want to say thank you and very grateful, Alhamdulillah, for this win.
Alhamdulillah, Allah Akbar.
Securing to grand final, and I'm really satisfied because we really working hard for this. Because we have
lovely interview
after MPL to prepare this, and I'm really grateful with our new lineup as Iesf. We able to achieve this grand final. Maybe not champion yet. We will tomorrow. Today.
Later.
Okay, sorry. Later. We
आज
will
यो
get
फाइनल
to-
गाइस आज यो फाइनल
Wow, that is such a statement and a promise to the citizens, and of course, Stormy, with such an incredible win streak so far in the WEC. How do you
एक गेम हारेछन् गाइस मलेसिया अहिलेसम्म
later, and who do you think you guys will be going up against between Turkey and Cambodia?
Cambodia. We want to fight Cambodia.
Why?
We missed fighting them in M series last time.
Yeah, you
ए
guys are
अँ
fighting them. And of
यो
course,
एम
we-
सिरिजमा यिनीहरू र क्याम्बोडिया फेस भएको थियो त यार कचोली
50-50 game.
क्याम्बोडियाले निकाले
I don't know what is going on.
क्याम्बोडियाले नै हानेछ यार क्याम्बोडियाले नि निकाले
All right then. Once again, guys, this is your first
थर्ड प्लेसको
grand
लागि
final.
अझै छ होइन गेम अब गाइस थर्ड प्लेसको लागि गेम हुन्छ
We will see the grand finals live in
अब
action.
नेक्स्ट गेम
Thank you so much to
टर्की
Kai
भर्सेस
for
त्यो छ
having a little chat
ओरे
with me.
क्याम्बोडिया
With that, let us right back
जो
to
जित्छ
the
त्यो फाइनल
match
पुग्यो
to
जो हार्छ त्यो
go
थर्ड प्लेसको लागि
on this incredible
गाइस आइम गोना इन द स्ट्रिम नाउ अब भोक लागिसक्यो केही खाएको छैन यता 1 बजिसक्यो बाइ बाइ गाइस अब नेपाल आइस स्ट्रिम बाइ बाइ गाइस बाइ बाइ